That's
I
tough. That's
I
tough.
can't really speak on it because since I haven't really read Berserk, I can't really get like the full scope of how their like even conceptualize how their war arc would take place. But the One Piece worldwide war,
Yeah,
that's gonna
it's
be hard
crazy.
to top. It's just gonna be hard to top.
I think the only thing with the Berserk arc, I think it will have a more satisfying conclusion, only from the standpoint of Griffith and Casca defeating Griffith will probably what like the amount of catharsis that will come from that victory is so great because of what he specifically put them through. I don't think you get that level of catharsis from One Piece specifically. Maybe, I mean, maybe you could. I don't know. Maybe.
To kind of wrap it up, any other final points? We'll just move right here. We don't
I
got
did
to.
have I did have one because we talked about it a little bit before the pod, but there Ty and Random were saying that like if Berserk gets a good adaptation, it'll be like the greatest anime of all time. And how it's gonna have the greatest work of all time. But I wanted Miles because Miles wasn't here for all of it. Uh, what would you guys overall think could have the better war arc? One Piece's final war arc, or Berserk?
That's
I
tough. That's
I
tough.
can't really speak on it because since I haven't really read Berserk, I can't really get like the full scope of how their like even conceptualize how their war arc would take place. But the One Piece worldwide war,
Yeah,
that's gonna
it's
be hard
crazy.
to top. It's just gonna be hard to top.
Here's the thing. Here's what the point I brought up. I think that I think that because the One Piece final arc is going to have the greatest mystery of all time in fiction, the One Piece. I think that's arguably the greatest mystery ever from any story. You can argue that, and having that reveal will that's already going to put it up at a top tier level. I think the only thing with the Berserk arc, I think it will have a more satisfying conclusion, only from the standpoint of Griffith and Casca defeating Griffith will probably what like the amount of catharsis that will come from that victory is so great because of what he specifically put them through. I don't think you get that level of catharsis from One Piece specifically. Maybe, I mean, maybe you could. I don't know. Maybe like it's like Luffy triumphing Akainu, but
Yeah,
like way worse. You know what I'm saying?
significantly. Yeah,
It's like imagine Akainu killed. Imagine Akainu killed Ace and the Straw Hats.
yeah, 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 for sure.
That's kind of like but so I think obviously it's fine because One Piece isn't written that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so I think there's certain aspects of each war arc I think that will top each other. That'd be a good conversation once it ends. I would say.
Yeah, 'cause to
Yeah.
me,
For the most part, when it comes down to One Piece and Berserk, I still said similar stuff to Ty in the sense that there's just so many more interesting story points of the One Piece war arc that I have that make it more interesting to me compared to Berserk. I mean, the confrontation between Guts and Griffith is going to be like very important, very amazing, and the conclusion will be very satisfying. The One Piece conclusion will be up in the air because there's going to probably going to be a lot of people who don't like the reveal of the biggest mystery in fiction history. But there are a bunch of story beats that could potentially happen in the war arc, whether that's Zoro becoming the number one swordsman, whether that's Sabo facing Akainu, whether that's Usopp becoming the greatest hero. There are so many things that will happen in that war arc that will be so prevalent and led up to properly for the story of what One Piece is and its conclusion or concluding pieces or close to its conclusion. That's what makes the war arc for One Piece more interesting.
I'll throw this in there. I'm gonna see what random thinks. I think that again, One Piece does have the mystery angle of it, but like Berserk mysteries, like we're gonna get like the God Hand. I think that's what the fuck are they?
We
Like
know
how
nothing. We know
like
nothing
what
about
are
them.
they? That is to me also that's the best mystery in Berserk to me. Is like what are they? We had a conclusion on the Moonlight Boy, like that mystery. As far as like we know, like the Griffith became it, but like how they're going to separate that, we have to learn about the God Hand. We have to learn about like how will Griffith ascend
Well,
to God.
Knight,
Skull Knight's past with Void.
yeah,
There is some crazy stuff that can get revealed in this last war arc,
Like, gee,
bro.
we've only ever seen one of them manifest in. Well, technically, you can count Femto, but of the original God Hand, we only ever seen one of them manifest in physical form, and Guts
Yeah,
could do nothing. It literally didn't matter what he did. Like
yeah.
she was just playing with them, and this it's like when you're watching your protagonist be so the mountain he has to climb is so crazy. It's like a dude with no limbs trying to climb Mount Everest. And you're like, how is he going to do it? And every time you think, well, they gave him some prosthetics. Like they gave him some prosthetics, he's finally gonna go up to the base. And then when he swings his sword at Griffith, and it matters nothing after he gets Casca back. Sure, her mind's still messed up, but they can fix that, right, Ty? They finally see each other, and it doesn't matter. The mountain.
Well, Casca be healed completely is another one. Like
Yeah.
I'll say this: when it comes to tension and satisfaction, I would give it like tension, satisfaction. I would give it in stakes. I'll give it to Berserk. I'll give the mystery angle to One Piece because the One Piece mysteries in that.
I mean, I agree with Berserk because I feel like you can almost guarantee you'll be satisfied at the end of the Berserk. I can't guarantee that for One Piece. There's going to be a lot of no from the grand scale, from like the general audience. A lot of them are going to say, "Oh, this is stupid," oh blah blah blah, because it didn't happen the way they wanted.
Those aren't real people though, you know.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Those people don't people say the fact that some people still argue that One Piece is the power of friendship when we know Whitebeard literally said when someone finds this, the world's going to turn upside down. Like that to me, obviously, and the fact that Odin was like, yeah, man, we went to One Piece, we found out the Void Century, we found out all this crap here. Obviously, it's something that it's useful. Like obviously,
I'm with you, which is why
those people are saying things like that. Oh, it's gonna be an IOU. It's like those are bad guys.
They're just looking to be angry. That's all they're looking for.
I'm with both of you. This is even addresses Santo's point about the ending fumbling. I don't think there's any way objectively Oda can fumble, but different from the Berserk ending, I feel like pretty much 100% of the fans will be satisfied. One Piece, similar to Attack on Titan, there's going to be like half the populace or even like 25% that are the vocal minority. They're just going to be angry. They're just going to be upset, angry, loud.
And you're right, but it shouldn't be that way. I remember, I'll say this real quick. I remember when Attack on Titan first ended, I read it in 2020. I was like, oh, this is a good ending. I get on YouTube and YouTubers are like, it sucks. Why did Aaron become a bird? I was like, whoa, you think Aaron became a bird? I'm like, so symbolism and storytelling just over the head. Like those aren't real people. I was like, you think if you think that if you say
the very first time I read it, I reread it 5 minutes after, but the first time I read it, I was like, is he a fucking bird? I grabbed Taylor. I like woke Taylor up from a nap. I was like, they made Aaron a fucking bird. I reread the show. I was like,
I mean, I didn't care either way because the most important part was the symbolism. That was
I mean, but I saw this person say Oda didn't foreshadow him become. I mean, Isayama didn't foreshadow. I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about, bro? What's going on here?
It was disgusting, man. I had back when this channel was like my original channel, I was doing a live stream reacting to the final chapter. The amount of times I had to explain, you guys are misunderstanding. This is wrong. I had to explain the ending to people was nasty. People were so upset. I'm like, why are you guys so upset? I don't really get it. But all right. Final thing that I want to bring up before we start wrapping up the show.